Alrighty then. So we are back with Distance. These are the white sprint sets. These are being done by Brionac. And just real quick before Brionac does that, we did have a donation during that interval, which is by Xerox, who donated €18. And they actually put the donations towards the Gene Rally sound set. €9.01 to the default and €8.99 to the funny. So it's in the lead by 2 cents. But yeah, thank you very much for that donation, Xerox. And on that note, I'm going to hand it over to Brionac. So Brionac, the floor is all yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Brionac95. Here with me there is Alpha Max Noah 1 with the co-commentary. And today we're running Distance, which is a futuristic racing game where things are a little bit different from normal racing games. The category I'm gonna run today is the white sprint sets, which basically takes place in the sprint sections of the arcade mode of the game. So those are all tracks that we can only play here. We're going to play all the level sets highlighted in white, so these ones. This game also has a campaign mode, but we're not going to play that one. For the first levels, I'm gonna explain a little bit of the mechanics of the game as I go. So, without further ado, I think we can start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, we're on the first level set of the white sprint sets run, which is Ignition, and the first level is Chroma. And on this game, you can already see that it's not a normal racing game. Your car can do a lot of different stuff that a normal car usually does. So basically, the car has a few abilities to navigate through the level, which are jump, using top thrusters, using wings, and there's also a rear booster that boosts you through the levels, basically. But using the rear booster for too much makes the car overheat. So how do we prevent that from happening? We basically do tricks like barrel rolls, like I'm doing right now, or there are even other more complex tricks like wall rides, ceiling rides, and even more complex tricks that give more cooldown as you go. To complete a trick, you just need to jump or stay on a wall or a ceiling and then jump again and land again to basically cool down your car. We already finished the first level, so we're gonna pass to the next one. So, I don't know if Alpha wants to get a little bit more in depth with a few mechanics, like grip fly or like using wings in general.
First of all, speaking of cooldown and how to cool down your car, you say that tricks are the main way of cooling your car, but of course there are actually other ways, like most importantly, getting into the checkpoints or refresher if you want, which is actually pretty useful in some tracks because you can go basically flat out from start to finish because you don't really have to make too many stunts in the meanwhile. This usually happens in the first tracks of the campaigns, but here we'll see some more advanced tricks or routing, so I don't think we'll see too much of, how can I say that, not seeing stunts all the way through, so be ready because you're gonna see a lot of that.
So basically there are checkpoints and cooldown rings to help cool down the car as well. So like I passed right now on that cooldown spot, which helped me cool down the car without doing actually anything. Oh, I actually hit a girder there. That's a little bad. But yeah, I think that I should have mentioned that right at the beginning, but I mean, we're not too late. The car can actually ride every surface in the level, except for clear grids, which will actually kill you on the spot. So you actually have to avoid kill grids, but every surface is rideable as long as it's like flat enough to make the car run on the actual surface. So this allows for like a lot of routing possibilities on all the levels. Like the main path is just basically a suggestion. It's like the first time you play the game, obviously you're gonna stay on track because you don't know precisely how all the game's mechanics work. But once you get better and better, you start to realize that the main road is just a suggestion and that you can actually go wherever you want if you have enough like boost power, or like if the car can actually reach that section, basically. So
yeah, on some levels, mainly on the campaign, but actually in arcade too, there are some routes that are literally the craziest stuff you will ever see. So
yeah,
get ready because you're gonna see something.
yeah, that's basically the main reason why I submitted this category, because there's more crazy stuff compared to Adventure and Lost Vegas. Actually, there's actually that's actually really bad. Okay, I think it's actually time to explain why checkpoints are so important. So basically, if you crash and the last checkpoint you hit is one really early on the level, you're actually gonna lose a lot of time. And fortunately, we actually hit a checkpoint before crashing there, and it helped us a little bit to recover. But yeah, it could actually happen that by doing a mistake at the end of the level, you actually have to redo the whole level from scratch, which is bad. And like the thing here is that you need to be as consistent as possible while playing those levels. Not that consistent. I think that's actually a little bit bad, but at least we survived.
Speaking of the game mechanics, we should also talk about the wings, and especially how is Brionac car flying around the level, because as you can see there are actually two ways Brionac can actually fly in distance.
Yeah.
Or yeah, actually the player can fly in distance, which are mainly using the wings as first and most basic, as the most basic way, let's say, which is actually slower. And the fastest way, which is the one Brionac uses the most, which is reverse grip flying, which I think is best if he explains it, because he's better at this game than
yeah, basically, to explain that, I'll just say this: wings will actually reduce a little bit your rear booster speed, so you'll be slower. But by putting yourself upside down like this and basically hovering from one section of the level to another, we can actually basically counteract the gravity of the level and hover through the level. And the main advantage of this is that basically, while only using your rear booster, you won't lose speed compared to wings. So it's better to learn this technique when going for fast time in this game, because oops, okay, that was kinda tricky.
We got to the end anyway.
Yeah, we got to the end. We got to the end. But yeah, it's basically faster flying in midair with that technique, because you won't get your rear booster speed reduced. And other than that, you will also combine your rear booster vector with the thrusters vectors. So you'll also have a little bit of extra speed because of that, which is
And
obviously
also-
good.
And also you also get, let's say, a little bit ahead on the schooling of the thruster, because flying backwards is like doing half a roll, and as you may know, doing the roll actually gets your car a cooldown. So it's actually pretty good for getting fast through the level.
Yeah, definitely. But there are, like, this doesn't mean that wings are useless actually, because they actually have some use. You can actually see me activate wings from time to time. The main use of wings is basically it's by using a technique which is called wing pumping, which is basically using your wings to increase your height compared to the road or to where you need to land, in order to basically not lose height and land cleaner, basically. But it's not the only use of wings, because in a straight line, grip flight is faster, but if you need to take tight turns in midair, it's obviously better to use wings, because wings can actually maintain your speed better during turns, and they also, for some reasons, maintain your speed higher when you're going through a force zone, which I'll explain right away what it is. So in this level there were a few force zones, but I didn't have the time to explain what they are. But on this level they are. But I think I actually have to explain something first here.
Yeah.
There is another. Okay, I'm doing a strange skip here by going inside the start zone of the level. And why did I do that? I just lost time by going backwards and then respawning through a teleporter, which was there. Actually, no, I didn't lose. I actually lost time there, but I'm actually gaining time right now because with the teleporter there was actually a drag trigger there. What is a drag trigger basically? Basically, it reduces your air resistance. So basically, the car actually gets slowed down less by the air, and by that you go also faster. But hitting a drag trigger could also reduce your angular air resistance, which will make controlling the car mid-air with your thrusters more difficult basically, yeah. But yeah, you can see on these sections that I get kind of sped up by those cannons I pass through. So I'm gonna explain now what a force zone is. So basically, it's an object that is inside the levels, which will boost you in a specific direction. And if you have wings available while you're close to a force zone, you can basically maintain momentum while gaining speed with the force zone better. And so wings are also useful for that. Like by going through a force zone, that was actually okay. I hit the checkpoint. Fortunately, that was actually a bit risky, but I'm safe. I actually did lose the drag trigger. There was a thing that I forgot to explain, but if I crash while I got a drag trigger, the drag will be reset to the default value. So basically, I'm actually losing time because of that, but it's fine. It's not really a big of an issue.
I think we should also explain where we can actually see if the car is overheated or not, because the game doesn't really have an HUD. So
yeah, the car has the HUD basically. Like you can see on the top of the car. Actually, you're the one to explain that. You're the one to explain this.
Sure, no problem. As you can see, the screen is actually pretty clean. There's no big information in it except maybe the bar rolls and the tricks you're making. But the main HUD and the main information you need to know how the car is going and how well you're going is on the car itself. Because as you can see, there is the timer on the back of the car, which is not really too much visible because right now Brionac is doing some reverse flying. So as soon as you get back, you'll see. But mainly you'll get to see the time on this map. There's actually a GPS, which is useful to get to the next checkpoint or actually to the right direction of the truck. And most importantly, that bar between both the GPS and the thruster, which actually shows you how heated up the car is. Of course, if that bar gets full and becomes red, you're gonna basically explode in just a few seconds. So usually it's best to keep that bar quite, let's say, not full, and of course keeping your car pretty cool.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brionac is doing some pretty crazy stuff.
This level is
big stuff.
I think this level was actually the right chance to explain how all force zones worked, because it was actually a level full of force zones. But we're on Code Speedway right now, which is a level where by default you don't have any abilities except for boosting and turning and the main stuff. But we still have some skips that we can do here, and I'm gonna try to do it right now. Hopefully, it's a little bit tricky to get because. Okay, yeah, I got it. So, okay, that was close on crashing.
You don't have grip in this level.
What?
You don't have thruster in this level.
I don't have neither thrusters or wings. But basically, what I did was climbing up that pillar and I got on a section of the level which was basically the end zone. And yeah, you could still skip in this game even if you don't have many abilities. And I actually crashed, but fortunately on the start of this level. By the way, this is the last level of the Ignition set, which is called the Tarsis Tolus. It's a pretty cluttered level because, like, we can see buildings are actually very close to each other. And the skip route is also pretty cluttered. You have to navigate through tight spaces to get this working properly. But here we have another drag trigger which will make us go faster. That sparkling thing that we pass through, and this will accelerate our car a little bit before going into the end zone. And this is the end of the first set, and I'm gonna go back to the main menu and go into the high impact level set right away.
Yeah, by the way, this is gonna be a pretty long run, so get relaxed because it's gonna be quite a while, but it's okay.
Yeah, like, I'm doing all the levels fast except for a few ones where I actually crashed, but the run is actually pretty long. It lasts between 2 hours and 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. Okay, this is actually bad because I didn't get a grind trick that I was hoping to get. So basically, on this game, other than ceiling ride, wall rides, barrel rolls, and stuff like that, there's also grind tricks, which is basically grinding your cars, I don't know, sides, or grinding your top of the... Basically grinding your car with a surface.
Against the wall. Against the wall, let's say.
Yeah, yeah.
Or against everything.
Yeah, and it gives you obviously a big cooldown trick. Oh, I think I didn't explain basically. Like, barrels cool you down by 50% of your overheat meter that you have on the back by giving you circa 125 electron volts, which is the measurement unit to measure how much you're going to get cooldown. But grinds, wall rides, ceiling rides always give you up to 100% of the overheat or the cooldown meter, basically. So yeah, it's obviously better to do those tricks when you have the chance, but barrel rolls are the most used ones. So maybe we could start explaining a little bit, like
maybe before,
the levels.
I think it's better before we say another small thing about this game and these mechanics, which is that in some levels you don't actually have, let's say, all the tools you usually have available.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like, for example, in some levels you can't actually use the wings or the thruster, so you actually have to, let's say, come up with some creative stuff to get ahead. So
yeah, like on the previous level. Oops. Okay, that was bad. I missed the teleporter. I actually needed to get to barely miss the teleporter there because I would have been like better placed with the ground. But yeah, I completely missed it. But it's fine. It's fine. By the way, this is one of the few levels where there aren't basically any skip except for like very minor ones, which will only save you a bit of time, not much. So, next level. We are on Beta Hikos here, which is a level which has aesthetics inspired by the second campaign of the game, which is called Lost Hikos, which is also inspired by Nitronic Crush, which is the predecessor of this game. And yeah, you can see this level is pretty dark, and seeing well on this level is actually a bit of a challenge, specifically if you want to go fast through it. But on the end of this level there is actually a little skip that I will explain now. So basically, the end zone, to cross the end zone you actually have to cross like a finish trigger, which is usually like some sort of grade highlighted with blue colors. But on this level, for some reasons, the finish trigger can actually be triggered in this specific spot, and basically by approaching the end zone from the back, you basically gain time over by doing by going on the front part of the end zone, basically. So this level is called Descender. Oh, I think I need to mention here, like, most of the arcade levels are actually not all like levels made by the devs, but they're actually workshop levels, because this game has a workshop, Steam Workshop, basically. And some level.
I'd like to add.
Yeah, there are a lot of great levels, and basically what the devs did here is basically picking a few of the best levels available in the workshop, remaster them, graphically speaking, and making them official, basically. This level is by one infamous map maker, which is called Backgrounds, which, other than these levels makes like incredibly hard levels, which are like way harder than this. You can't even imagine how hard they can get. But this is actually a pretty chill level. As you can see, it's inside some kind of ruin, and the strategy basically consists into riding some pillars, then riding some buildings to get to the end zone, like I did right now. And 118 is actually a pretty good time. But we move on to another workshop level, which is Fiber. And on this level there is an interesting skip that comes a little bit further. So basically we're inside some sort of I don't know how to say.
Space station?
Yeah, it's some sort of space station.
Yeah, kind of. Let's say that.
Space facility on some planet. I don't know. Like all the levels actually have some kind of cryptic. I don't know. Lore around them. But yeah. So basically, on this level, you actually to get to the end zone, you actually have to get to the final, like to the final facility of the level. But there's one thing that you can do here. So basically, the author of the level forgot to activate collisions on a few walls outside of the facility, the control center, as you can see. And basically now I'm gonna clip through a few walls, and yeah, this basically makes the route a little bit shorter. We're actually gonna clip again now, and yeah, basically you can see a bit far that there is some sort of launcher or something like that. We're gonna use our wings to basically get ourselves propelled to the end zone, like this.
And there we go.
And yeah, basically that's the end zone. We're gonna finish right away.
But don't worry, the clipping thing is actually part of the lore of this level, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about the lore of these levels. Those are all arcade levels. They're just made so to look cool. So this is the manor. This is actually a level made by the devs, and the fun thing about this level is that you will always be out of the intended bounds of the level. Like, as I said before, you can basically go anywhere with the car if the surface is rideable, but I don't think you're actually supposed to be here. Like, I don't think devs actually we're actually thinking that this was actually an accessible part of the level. So basically, we are cutting somewhere. Yeah, we're cutting a lot of time here by going out of bounds, and yeah, there's not really much to say except for the fact that some objects that are supposed to be inside the level are actually outside, because we didn't activate the triggers that the objects required. Oh, okay, that was actually a bit scary. But yeah, you can see like as we approached a few objects up there, they actually disappeared because we actually hit the trigger that activated those objects. But yeah, some objects won't actually be triggered to stay inside the level because we're not touching any trigger that will make them inside the level. So we can actually see like the external structure of the level of how normally it would work. But yeah,
a special shootout to the humanoid figure that appeared for a brief time when you were going out of bounds.
So yeah, to finish that level, actually the end zone was kinda enclosed, but there was a trigger which teleported us to the end zone, so no worries. So this level is Uncanny Valley, and this is a level that takes place inside a canyon or something like that. And but here as well we have a little bit of out of bounds skips, which will basically bring us completely on the outside of the mountains that make the canyon. So basically,
ironically, we could say that every time Brionac goes out of bounds in a track, its main enemies won't be the actual walls of the level, because as you can see, it's actually using them to move as fast as possible, but it will become the actual kill grids, because that's the only thing that can kill you instantly if you touch them.
Yeah,
and
fortunately,
you can see the kill grids are those things down there.
Yeah, fortunately here there is a plane that won't let us fall into the kill grid. Oh, I actually deactivated the wings for a little while, but yeah, we're done with this level as well. We're fine.
I think we could actually talk, even though it's not seen in this run because it's not the campaign run, but there's actually a bug which can be triggered in some maps of distance if you used another kind of car, which is not this one, but the skeletal one.
Oh yeah.
Pretty well.
So basically that bug actually activates only in the adventure mode. Because the adventure mode and the Nexus actually it actually works as well on the Nexus campaign, but it's not actually useful at all on that campaign. But on the adventure mode it is useful. But to explain it, basically on those campaigns,
Levels, let's say.
on those campaigns, your car also has a GPS that you can activate with a button, which will show you the rough position of your car inside the level. But the point is that there is a skeleton car in this level which doesn't have any HUD on it, and this is actually a bit of a problem, because not having the HUD actually makes the code of the game break for a little. Yeah, for some reasons the code of the game breaks if you don't have the actual component of the GPS on your car, and basically some functions of the car actually break completely. But the most important thing is that while you keep the GPS button pressed, basically the component that decides when you die upon hitting a kill grid won't work, and as long as you're keeping the kill grid button pressed. So basically you can phase through kill grids as you wish, as long as you're pressing that button down. Fortunately this doesn't work on the arcade mode, because otherwise it would have been... oh crap, what happened there?
Oh man.
But yeah, basically with that glitch you can phase through kill grids, but there are also a few other abilities that get actually broken, like jump. So basically as long as you're keeping the GPS button pressed, you can't jump, and there are also other things that actually break, but it's not something we should talk about here, because obviously it's a different category. So basically
we won't see that kind of
I want to explain this level, what it is. This level is method. Why I went outside the level at first, because there was a drag trigger which increased my speed like crazy, but also my angular momentum, and now I'm trying to do a skip which consists into getting to the final teleporter of this level, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it, because controlling the car at the moment is actually really hard, and no, I didn't. I'm gonna restart the level. So I can get the trigger again, and I'm gonna do the simple version of the skip. Basically, by taking that trigger, you go fast as hell, but you also have kind of a bit of troubles controlling the car, so I'm gonna try to stay as safe as possible here. But by just taking the trigger, you can actually save something like 40 seconds over a normal run, and by doing the skip altogether, you actually can save a lot more time. Like you can complete the level in 30 seconds or something like that, which is huge. And so yeah, controlling the car here is actually a bit difficult, because even hitting like a side wall can actually be bad for you, because you can actually explode really easily for how fast you're going. But on the second attempt, getting the trigger and getting the trigger actually went well. So yeah, that was method, which was one of the hardest level in the game because of that strategy. So here,
welcome to the Matrix.
you welcome to the Matrix. So basically, this level is binary construct, and as you can see, it has some kind of Matrix vibes to it, with those numbers and stuff. But one peculiarity about this level is that the depth of field is actually a bit lower than usual, and on top of that, the roads on this level, there are almost no buildings on this level. So basically, you can actually skip between a piece of road and another. But there are some skips where you actually have to go a little bit blind, basically, because the field of view is reduced. But you actually have to know beforehand where you actually need to go and land to basically complete the level as fast as possible. This can be actually really hard. The first two skips that involve this thing I just explained are basically right now. So we jump here. I kind of take as a point of reference the numbers that are like floating on the level. And here we go, we are actually on one side of the level, and now we take a checkpoint, and I'm not sure if I actually got this well. Okay, no, the end zone is there. Fortunately, sometimes the field of view changes. Okay, I didn't make it actually. That's bad, but let me check, because this is actually a really difficult skip. Because of this, you actually have to go kind of blind. But yeah, here we go. Here's the end zone. This actually took a little bit longer than usual, but I managed to do it. So this is amusement. It's one level that was released by the devs to test a few like visual effects that were added into the game when the level was released, like fireworks and fire columns. But the problem is that the layout of the level normally is kind of complex, and the point is that skipping all the way through the end zone by going down and following this route, this route as I'm doing, is actually way faster. You can complete the level in around 30 minutes. Now you have to enter the end zone like this, which is kind of tricky because you have to kind of plane inside the end zone, which is kind of misaligned. And yeah, so that was friction.
Now welcome to the good vibes.
Yeah, this is the good vibe level, which is called Outrun. It's not a reference to the actual game actually, but yeah, it's some kind of synthwave level, if we could call it that. Oh god, that was actually close. I wasn't really thinking straight, but yeah, this level is full of obstacles, but is mostly linear. What the hell happened?
That's new.
Okay,
That's new.
I can actually explain that. So basically, the teleporter inside that section. Oh, I don't think I can. Okay, I actually made it just in time. But yeah, the teleporter that was there was kind of clipping through the ground, and so basically it can happen that if you enter the teleporter a little bit misaligned with it, you can actually get shot out of it in a lot of weird ways. And that was one of the weird ways you could actually get shot out of the teleporter. But it could also be used beneficially by getting a speed boost, basically. But yeah, fortunately I didn't crash, which was nice from the game. But yeah, as we can see, this level has a lot of moving obstacles, and it can be kind of hard to avoid them, but we went through them mostly fine. And we're on the last level of this level set, which is Iris. And this level is one of those other levels where the best route is entirely out of bounds. So we're gonna reset the camera here and go here. where we can't really see much because we're basically going entirely out of bounds. We're not supposed to be here, basically. But there is something really funny about this route because you'll see a little bit ahead. So basically, we're gonna climb this kind of tower which is here, and once we get there, there is something that shouldn't be there. So basically, near those rocks I'm aiming to, there is actually a checkpoint, but this is completely out of bounds. Oh, ouch! That was bad. I actually hit the kill grid that was near the rocks, and yeah, I went basically straight to the beginning. But yeah, I'll take this time to explain what was there. So basically, there's a checkpoint near that section, but it shouldn't be there because this is not like an intended route by the devs.
Or is it?
Or is it? No, actually, it's not an intended route. I think that's only like a leftover left there by the devs, and they just forgot to remove it. But yeah, there's a checkpoint there, which would have been nice if I have hit it before, but I hit the kill grid before that. So yeah, I had to redo all of this by losing, I think, mostly a minute, which is bad. But yeah, we hit a checkpoint.
It's fine, we got that back.
Yeah, we got back to it, but yeah, basically this level is actually really good looking, at least on the main route, but obviously we lose. We don't see all of that because we're going all around the level.
Well, welcome to distance, where if you take the main route, we'll see some good
Okay.
scenarios and good stuff. But
Okay,
if you take the outside route, you actually get some cubes.
Okay, I actually did another mistake there. I was thinking that I was gonna land a trick there, but apparently I didn't. So yeah, other time lost on this level. This level usually takes like 1 minute and 36 seconds, but we lost almost a minute, which is not good. But I mean, the run is really long, so it shouldn't matter.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse. Like, yeah. So yeah, we're basically inside the end zone now, like inside the final zone, and here's the end zone.
And there we go.
And we finished the second level set. I'm gonna take a sip before running Brute Force, which is the third level set.
And be ready, because now levels are gonna get way harder.
Okay, no.
If we actually take the intended route. But
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
gonna happen just a few times.
Okay,
so
we
be ready.
we start on this first level, which is Volcanic Crash, which has a really cool skip, which is a soul boost skip.
Oh boy.
We basically use this big soul that is rotating here to not explode like that. I'm gonna try again, but if you get it right, you can basically get shot out by the soul very far away. I'm gonna check if I... Okay, I'm gonna try again because I wanna show you how it works, because it's really hilarious and can actually save a lot of time.
Really cool. It's really cool, guys. Trust me. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm not like, as you can see, the soul goes up and down, and I'm kind of missing the cycle. Okay,
Oh, there we go.
it was really slow, and yeah, I think I've totally forgot about
Nah, it's fine,
about the
it's
game,
fine.
but
Don't
yeah,
worry about
the car can get cut like this.
It's fine.
If you get hit by a soul or a laser, your car can basically get cut, and you can still continue running, but there's a little bit of an issue with that, because obviously a piece of your car is missing, so it will be a lot harder to like the car will be a lot harder to control. If you lose all your wheels, though, your car is gonna explode like after 5 seconds or something like that. I'm gonna try another soul boost here, which is here. I'm gonna try if I can get it, but honestly, I don't count on it. Let's see.
As you saw, it's like...
Oh, I got it actually.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Fortunately, I had the chance to show it. It wasn't really powerful, but it can be even more powerful than that. You can get pushed like crazy by souls, and like this is not the only boost that you can get from objects. Like there is soul boosts, but there is also another kind of boost which is called damage boost, which is basically getting pushed by moving objects into the level, into the level, and they can be a lot worse than that. Basically, like you can get pushed by a lot more, but on this particular level, souls push you really hard if you get them right. The problem is that souls are kind of random to understand how they work, because obviously they're spinning really fast, and trying to hit it in the right spot to get boosted the right way is basically not humanly doable. And you actually have, yeah.
I mean, in real life, you could actually try something similar, but as in this game, you can't actually count much on it because, yeah, you may actually go really, really fast if you touch an active soul, but it's also very probable and very likely that you know, lose an arm or something. So it's kind of like real life. So don't try this at home. Let's say that.
Okay.
And it's fine.
This is another level. Okay, yeah. Everything's fine, but this is another level which has been remastered for the official release, which has been a workshop level in the past. It basically takes place in a kind of ruin, and on the first section I kind of clipped through the ground because the surface that was covering the level was only had only collisions from one spot, and so I could clip it from the underside of it. And yeah, the rest of the level was a bit cluttered, but let's talk about this level now, which is Moonlight, which is another workshop level that got remastered for the game. And this is mostly parkouring on buildings. There's not really much else to say, so I don't know, maybe
some donations, maybe?
Yeah, maybe if there's time for some donations while I recover.
We don't have any donations, but I can briefly just mention a little bit about the charity we're raising money for, if that works.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So just so the people know, we are raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organisation committed to preventing mental health issues and to support everyone who has dealt with mental issues themselves or within their family. All of your donations will go to Mind, so McRaeathon does not touch a single penny of it, or cent, or I think it is a cent, isn't it, for euros? So yeah, we don't touch like a penny or a cent of it. 100% of all donations from these events do go directly to Mind themselves. We also want to thank BSG for supporting this marathon. Besides providing us with their channel for streaming, they are sharing technical assistance and their donation service with us, which helps with a much smoother running of our events. Be sure to check out BSG's next big event, which is BSG Annual 2022, which is taking place from the 14th to the 20th of August in the Netherlands. With that being said, actually as well, again, if I've still got time to mention this, is that if you want to get updates for when our marathons go live and any information regarding future events that are coming up from McRaeathon, then be sure to follow us over on Twitter @McRaeathon, and don't forget to join our Discord if you haven't already, which is in the link. The link is down in the description for the McRaeathon stream. If you can't find it, I can provide a link in the BSG chat for you guys. And if you want to catch up on previous McRaeathon events, watch any previous runs that have happened at our events, then be sure to head on over to our YouTube channel. Again, can be found in the description for the stream. And also, if you want to have a look for us directly, it's just McRaeathon. You should be able to find us there if you wish to do so. But until the rest, I'll let Brionac, I'll let you carry on.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
So, on the previous level, I actually did a really strange skip, which I'll explain right away while I try to do this one. So basically, I got actually attracted by that kind of virus, which is called virus spirit there, which is basically a teleporter, actually. But the main point about that is that the animation of the virus actually eating you and bringing you to the next section of the level, which was the end zone on that level specifically, can actually be skipped by looking behind you. But like, why does it work? It doesn't really make sense. Like, why by looking behind the animation takes less time. So basically, what happens is that the virus actually interacts with your camera frustum, which is basically your field of view. If you're looking behind, the camera frustum actually changes completely direction, so it will basically touch the virus a lot more later, and by that you basically save a little bit of time. Not much, something like 1 second or so, but it's still time saved. So yeah, that was an interesting skip that it's only present on that level, I think, on this category specifically. But there are other levels that use that as well. But yeah, that's the only one which uses it. So
right now we're going through a quite linear level.
Yeah, this
really too exceptional here.
Yeah, this level is called Shafty. It's another workshop level that has been remastered. Like, there are a lot of workshop levels that have been remastered in the game, but this is one of the oldest ones actually. And yeah, the level is actually pretty linear, mostly, except for the first part where you actually need to. Maybe you saw me while I was explaining the previous skip. I was going like between buildings and riding ceilings mostly to cut a little bit of road. It can be tricky because obviously you have to land the tricks on ceilings, which is way harder than landing them on the ground because obviously gravity is counteracting you. But yeah, I went through it mostly fine. And so here we are on Precept, which is actually an official level made by the devs. It's not a workshop level. And this one is kind of dark on the visuals. Like, you can see, like, it. You can still see things, but there's some kind of fog that doesn't help you seeing very well. And on top of that, on the next section, some buildings will actually be a little bit difficult to see, even with the sun appearing right there. But yeah, this is another level where parkouring through buildings is a thing. And now we can actually see that the depth, the field depth actually revealed the building. And now we enter inside this teleporter by taking some sort of U-turn to basically maintain more speed momentum. And yeah, we're almost to the end zone, which is really close.
Yeah, it's quite an easy level.
And a thing I should say about the end zone, you can actually see that there's a road that brings you to the end zone, but the end zone is actually circular, so you can actually finish the level under the road. It's something that is possible, basically, which can save you a little bit of time, just a little bit. But on time trial mode is actually very important because obviously by falling down you actually gain a little bit more speed than going completely straight. So yeah, it can help to gain that little bit of extra time to go faster.
I think I actually played this level myself. I remember it.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice to see it back.
Yeah, this level
once again, Synthwave.
Yeah, this level is called Overdrive, and fun fact, there is one of the level sets in the game is called Overdrive, but this level set is in the level set Brute Force. So go complain to the devs that Overdrive is not in Overdrive.
Well,
but
it's funny though.
Yeah. Jokes aside, it's actually a pretty, I don't know. Ouch, that was bad. Okay, I was going to say that's actually a pretty chill level, but yeah, I was trying to get through the columns there, but I miserably failed. And yeah, I have to.
That's not a mistake. That's actually a pretty complex skip that will come in handy very later on the run. You have to try.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it's as you said, it's just a pretty chill level. Nothing exceptional here. Just
Yeah, it has a few
chill,
obstacles here and there. And there's actually a soul boost skip in here as well, but it's not worth it because it only makes you gain around 2 seconds, not much. So, yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, next level is past, and this level is actually interesting because at the start of the level you don't have the jump ability. Oh crap. Okay. So how do you skip? By doing this, by basically grinding the walls and try to basically climb the wall, and yeah, you can skip like that. You can skip like that when you don't have boost, but jump. I mean, sorry, but at least you have boost and thrusters, so you can actually control your car properly. But on this level right now, I actually gained the jump ability a little bit more. I didn't explain this, but I will explain it right now. So basically, when you gain an ability back or you lose one, like with thrusters or with wings, basically a symbol appears on top of the car, and based on the symbol, you either gain or lose an ability. Mostly, you only gain abilities, but there is one ability that you can lose during a level, which is wings, with wing corruption zones, which are basically spherical zones where your wings get temporarily disabled as long as you're inside that zone. And on some levels you can actually see that the symbol of the wings actually appear, didn't disappear. So it's actually very important to remember where those wing corruption zones are. So if you want to survive the level correctly. So this level is called Neo Seoul. It's basically taking place in a futuristic Seoul.
At least we think.
At least we think. We can't ever be sure on this game because the levels are so cryptic. But whatever. Yeah, we're going through a few buildings here, skipping a few sections of the road. But up ahead, we'll have not here, but a little bit ahead. There will be like a sort of transparent road, which will also reduce our speed drag a little bit, so we'll go faster. And what we'll do here is basically fly and doing one of the more complex tricks, which is front twist, and then land here again to basically get on top of that building. And you can see that I'm pretty tight with the booster here. Like I could have basically exploded in a moment, but fortunately it went pretty fine.
Yeah, this was like the car equivalent of the BLJ of Mario 64, so we're kind of there.
So here we are in Event Horizon, which is a level which takes place in the proximity of a black hole. You can see it right now, but it's under us. And the fun thing about this level is that the black hole actually attracts ourselves towards itself, and we can actually exploit this to to kind of slingshot through the level and get in some sections where normally you would get. Right now I'm doing exactly this and trying to get to that checkpoint right there. I'm gonna let go of boost now because obviously I don't have any more boosts here. And yeah, I hit the checkpoint. And now we're going inside that teleporter, but I will go inside it from the underside, so that I can jump right directly into the black hole, which will bring us to the end zone. And yeah, that was one interesting skip about that level.
Once again, don't try this at home. Don't jump into the levels.
So next level is called Yellow. This is this is a level that is part of a series of levels which are based on colors. This is based on the color yellow, of course.
And as you may have guessed, this level is called Yellow because, as you can see, it's yellow. Which
yeah.
is quite surprising, I guess.
The particular thing about this level is that you can see that each section of the level is kind of enclosed in some sort of dodecahedron or some kind of shape like that. So you don't really know precisely where the gravity center is. But if you remember the route, obviously it can be easier. Oh god, that was really close on hitting that that obstacle, but I managed to avoid it. Okay, that was
A little bit too close, ain't it?
a really sus hit, but yeah, I managed to survive. So yeah, we're basically at the end of the level. At the end of the level, we only have to get inside this teleporter. I didn't even have to let go of boost there, fortunately. So here we are on Sugar Rush, which is some sort of Candyland, if we might call it like that. It's full of candies, and there is hot chocolate on the ground, which on contact with it will make us crash.
All of a sudden, I'm feeling very hungry. That's making me very hungry. That.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This reminds me of, I don't know why, but for some reason I'm getting the hint of M&M's and Dairy Milk chocolate bars. Yeah, I'm just like, chocolate.
Yeah.
Reminds me of what's he called? Homer Simpson. He's like, chocolate.
Also marshmallow, if you can see.
Yeah, like as you can see, like all the levels have a lot of different kind of styles. It's not all. Everything. Everything is not all futuristic. It can also have some different kind of styles. Like here, we're riding some buffers, for example. The road is all made of candies. We also have those launchers actually here. I didn't explain that, but they're basically force zones that push us further.
Yeah, I mean, distance can be like that. You can go from horror beyond your human comprehension, literally Candyland, so
yeah.
it's fine.
But
It's all fine.
yeah, this is actually, I think this is, I don't know, there's something weird about this level, because this level has some kind of credits or some sort of the author, but I don't know what it was like celebrating actually. I actually have to ask him personally because I don't know, but yeah, there was that ending section which had some cakes and I don't know, stuff that was celebrating something. I'm not sure, honestly, but yeah.
For more distance mysteries.
Yeah. Okay, next level is Cold Sword, and this level is actually quite famous within the distance community because it was one of the most competitive ones back then, when it was still like a workshop level. And this level actually has some cycles with the souls, which we need to correctly hit, otherwise we'll lose a lot of time by crashing on the souls. But fortunately, at least for the first set of souls, we can actually pass here by avoiding them. We can see that the souls actually like swing in an opposite timing. Yeah, here's another skip, which will basically take a teleporter from the underside, which clips on the other side of that section, so we can actually take it. But yeah, here comes the problems, because this road is a bit tight and the souls can actually be a little bit tricky to avoid, but I managed to do so, fortunately. And the level actually is pretty much linear at the end. It only has a few obstacles here, and then we have a really long straight here, which will bring us to a teleporter.
And get ready,
yeah,
because
here we go.
we're almost at the end of the level, and now it's time to get into
Forsaken Shrine. Sky. Yeah.
Into literally Skyrim.
Yeah, this level has like some like at least personally it reminds me a lot of Skyrim vibes. That's what I can say, at least. I think the inspiration was kinda that, because like I don't know, it seems like I don't know if you played Skyrim and specifically the Mage Guild quest. The building and the structures are kinda similar, at least. That's at least. Oh god, wait. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I'm completely fine. Okay. I managed to get through at least. But yeah,
Completely unhinged.
I think mostly it reminds me of Skyrim because of the snow, but yeah, it has some serious Skyrim vibes to it. But yeah, enough about Skyrim. Let's talk about this game instead. So basically, yeah, it's a pretty linear level actually. You don't really have to do much except for from riding walls, but we're gonna approach a cavern in a while, which will have a lot of obstacles and rocks that we need to avoid. So we actually have to take a look, like stay aware of those at least. Okay. Oh god, I barely. What? Okay, okay, I'm alive. I'm alive. It's fine.
Somehow you're alive.
What?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, the car is also twitching like crazy. This is a certified distance moment.
I was gonna say, this is literally like one of the main aspects of this game. You can cut your car in half and it still drives.
Yeah.
There's a famous skip in this game called credit card skip. I think it's called like
Yeah,
that in English.
it's called credit card skip. And if you care to explain it, go ahead.
Well, basically, there's a level. I think it's called It Has to Be Perfect.
It was supposed to be perfect, but yeah.
It was supposed to be perfect. Yeah, it's in the main campaign, in the Lost Recos campaign.
Yes.
And there's an out-of-bounds play zone where you can actually skip most of the level if you manage to squeeze past through death barriers, which are actually too close together to pass through with your full car. So speedrunners actually got the idea to actually use the lasers in the level to cut your car to the, let's say, thickness of a credit card, and then pass through that gap. So, hence the name, the credit card skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the skip is actually more complex than that because it also requires you to go around some kill grids while going upwards, which is obviously bad. But yeah, that's how crazy this game skips can be. But yeah, so we are in Noir, which is a level which is basically almost devoid of texture. Actually, it's completely devoid of textures. Actually, if you ask me, it's some sort of something like that. But yeah, it can be kind of difficult because at some point I took a shortcut where I got a drag trigger, and obviously with drag triggers controlling the car becomes actually harder. But I got through quite fine at least, and here I'm hitting the final
Into the void.
yeah, I basically hit the end zone trigger there, and I managed to end the level quite normally. So,
Right, I have one question, Brian. Just one.
tell me.
And it is, how the hell do you know where you're going with this game?
It's
a question everybody asks, but it's like, how do you know where like everything is? I presume you know the levels inside and out, right?
yeah, basically I trained a lot. That's really all I can say. I like my hour count for this game right now is 3,000 hours and counting. And
Oh, wow.
I played this for a lot of time, and I think I had enough time to practice this game and know exactly where to go and at which moment. So yeah, like obviously it requires a lot of practice on individual levels because you don't instantly know where you're going, because how do you know where the end zone is at first glance on a level? You can't literally know it. So like I'm making it looking kinda easy, but it's actually not really.
It's
Trust
anything
me,
but
I
easy,
tried.
basically.
I tried this game. It's not easy, not at all.
I know. I'm gonna say I played this last. I think it was December last year. Someone was like, "Oh, have you ever played Distance before?" I was like, "No." It's like, "Oh, you gotta play it," and I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a try." So I played through the campaign mode on it, and I remember thinking, Right, immediately straight off the bat, this game was like completely different to what I'd ever played before. So immediately it stuck out as an interesting game racing-wise anyway, and I thought, huh, and then obviously then you get a flying car with jets in the back, you can drive it when it's snapped in half. And I'm like, this game, mental. Like, it's mad at, like you were saying then, like how you can, I mean, seeing how you can beat some of these levels, Brian, is bloody mind-blowing to me. But like, how are you able to drive half a car? You know, like it's got half its body just sliced in half. Yeah, it's fine. I can drive this. Just flies through the air like there's nothing. It just carves between two buildings, just flying upside down like you're doing now. Like, yeah, it's fine. But it's that aspect. I think that's probably why it was the game that a lot of people have told me to play. Cause it's like, well, you like car games, yeah, fair enough. So straight away that took me interest. But the fact that I've never played a game like this. Ever. I don't think, I mean, there probably is games out there that might come a bit close to it, but I've never played a game as unique as this. Personally, I mean, what comes close to this? I don't know, Wipeout maybe? But even then, you're not driving an actual car, you're driving
Not really. Not really. I think this is...
ships, isn't it, than cars?
Yeah, this is unique in its genre. I think, like from my point of view, this is like the best racing game I've ever played because it allows you, like it gives you so much freedom when doing stuff. At least when you know what you're doing, because obviously at first you don't know how to control the car. It's kind of hard to do everything. I don't know. Maybe you can struggle with controlling your car in midair because you don't have a proper grasp of air control of how it works. But once you get to know how the game works, it gives you so much freedom, and it feels really fantastic. Like, okay, wait a second. This is like
two things trying to talk and do that at the same time. No wonder. I don't blame you, by the way, for like going because it's like, yeah, I'd be doing the same.
It's like, yeah, it's a good game while doing the most crazy stunt I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly, yeah. I was just going to say as well, if I'm not mistaken in saying as well, Brian, like you're running a game at ESA. Is it this one by any chance?
Yeah, I'm running distance at ESA, exactly. I actually submitted this same category at ESA, but they asked me to run the main campaigns of the game, which I was fine with. So yeah, not running this specific category, but yeah, I'm running distance at ESA as well.
Let me just ask this is like my final question. Don't worry, I'll let you.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Which is your favourite category that you've run in distance? Is it this one? Is it the campaigns? Which one would you say is?
It's actually pretty hard to say because a lot of this category is very long, and if you do a mistake, you can still kind of recover if you know what you're doing. But like I think the shortest category are like both the main campaign and the Lost Weekos campaign are actually the hardest ones because they have some of the craziest skips that you can do there. Like as Alpha Max said before, on Lost Weekos you can actually cut your car in half and pass through a gap in which you wouldn't normally pass if you had your car intact, basically. And that's how crazy it gets when you're running like the main categories. And there's also that skip on Adventure that was explaining right before Alpha as well, the GPS one, where you basically face two true kill grids while you can't jump to basically gain time, and it only can be done with a skeleton car. So this car is like every car in this game actually is actually the same, but because of that glitch, the skeleton car is actually more useful on that campaign. So there are a lot of skips on the main campaigns, and on top of that, I think that over time I optimized them so much that it's becoming really difficult to improve them. But I still have a lot of fun playing those categories. So I'd say Lost Weekos is my favorite category, and Adventure Campaign Plus right after it, which is basically the main campaign but with all the abilities unlocked. But yeah, basically there are those two basically. But Okay, I actually finished the brute force level set. Let's go
Nice.
to let's go to the overdrive level set.
I was also going to say that even though it may look like a, let's say, normal run, but you know, it's just Brio driving, so it's okay. Usually, he actually gets a lot of optimization, which is kind of subtle if you don't actually notice it. But it's actually good for getting some more time out of the runs of the levels. Like, for example, one thing I know Brio does in some of the levels of the adventure, for example, is trying to get as much speed as possible when going through teleporters. And that can be done like by using gravity itself, like trying to fall down into the teleporters or some stuff like that. So it may not look like that, but these runs are like very optimized. So yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, as you said, it doesn't really look like this. It doesn't really look like that. But like every movement is actually very optimized on while running seriously. Like obviously on a marathon setting, you can actually get a little bit nervous, for example, while you're running, and maybe you can't drive as well as you do normally. But yeah, the optimizations in this game are crazy.
Also, you have to consider how long the full run is. Like for now, right now, this run is like 2 hours long, approximately. So a few mistakes can happen, and it's still okay. While shorter runs, like the full Los Duicos campaign, which I think it's less than an hour, I think.
The main campaign.
Just Los Duicos, for example. Yeah, the main campaign.
Los Duicos is around 15 minutes. Something like that,
as you can see,
maybe less.
Like 15. Trust me, a 15 minutes run can be really optimized. So it's different even on that, let's say, sense.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Obviously, a mistake here counts way less. Oh, okay. I'm gonna explain something here because I'm boosting and I'm not overeating. What's happening?
Sure.
So basically, on this level, you actually have infinite boost. You don't actually overeat. It's a property of the level, obviously. It's only on this level, and it makes the level basically like grip flying to the finish all the way. And yeah, it can actually be kind of boring, but yeah.
I think the fact that the ending zone is actually lower in altitude compared to where you start actually helps to get there with just grip flying.
Yeah. Obviously, of course.
So now we're playing
Neo Seoul 2, which is the sequel level to Neo Seoul, which you saw before. Maybe you don't remember it, but yeah, it's basically the sequel to that futuristic Seoul level.
at least we think it's you.
Yeah, at least what we think it's Seoul. And yeah, this level doesn't really have much to say except for the fact that it goes like in and out. Like on some sections you're mostly outside, and on some sections you're mostly inside. There's a skip here, which we're basically taking. We basically go near those walls, which actually have an opening into the inside of this section, which will save us like a couple of seconds. So obviously we better take that. Here as well, we ride these wires to stay a little lower, and let's see if I can get it right. Okay. Yeah. This level has a little bit of parkouring and going through cluttered places. It's not really anything special actually. But in this level set there are actually a few levels which get really hard. And this is also the level set which has the most levels between all the level sets of the category. Has, I think, 23 levels or something. But yeah, this level actually it's called Serenity, and has those boosters right here that we can actually still take while jumping upon them with wings. And as I said before, taking fort zones with wings is actually faster, maintains the boost that you get better. Yeah, what we're doing here basically is exploiting this to basically gain a little bit of momentum. There, I should have landed that trick on the mountain, which would have helped me reaching these cooldown rings earlier and without letting go of boost, but I actually messed up there because hitting the mountain is actually kind of tricky because you have to do a very quick movement on the mountain and land on the right spot.
Well, you heard of yellow. Well, then let's get ready for red.
Yeah.
As you can see,
Yeah, this level is red.
it's
So
quite amazing.
yeah, it's quite amazing. But yeah, this level is actually a bit different from yellow because it has it's a little bit outside. It's not like enclosed into some strange shapes. There are some enclosed parts like this, but there are a lot of skips, as you said, as you saw, as I did right before. And so we have another skip here by going on the top of this building. And what we're doing here basically is getting as high as possible, then landing a trick here, and you can see that it's completely black ahead of us, but we're actually going there, and there's actually a reason. So basically, you can see that like it's black until center at a certain point. This is because that's actually a wall, which is very far, and which was placed there by the author of the level to kind of cover the level scenario. Because after this section, there is actually the end zone right there. So we basically skipped a good portion of the level. We can complete this level in actually like 1 minute and 16 seconds. So I went kind of 4 seconds slower, but yeah, we managed to do the skip quite well, fortunately, without many issues. So this level is called Knowledge, and this is actually a kind of tricky level because that's why you actually have to pass between those buildings, and I failed. We're gonna try again to see if... No, I did the same mistake twice. Okay, let's concentrate a little bit.
Can I say one cursed thing before?
Yeah.
The green of the level is reflected on your car, and it actually looks like the WhatsApp car. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. Yeah, basically this level, you're basically impersonating the WhatsApp car, which is nice.
Real.
Apart from that,
This is getting a bit crazy now. This is going mental. Again, I mean, then again, it's distance, so it is going a bit crazy. I was actually just going to quickly ask as well. Have we got time for a quick donation?
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead.
No worries. We have a $5 donation from Baron Unread, who comments, donating for supporting this wonderful cause and to say that Brionac is on that Sigma grind set. The $5 as well, €5, sorry, has also gone towards the, find it, has gone to the Redriver 2 run, which is happening later on. It's gone towards that, so there's a $20, sorry, €20, I'm used to saying dollars, that's my problem. There's a €20 goal for that, and the €5, I'm going to get used to this, sorry folks. The €5 that was just donated by Baron has gone towards that. Basically, the way that that's going to work is if we hit €20, there we go, I got it a third time. If we hit the €20 mark for that, then the survivor who's doing the Redriver 2 run later on will be running that game on the hardest difficulty. So basically, you get to choose whether you want to make his run easy or a living hell. Like I said, it's going to be quite fun if you end up donating for that and we end up getting that goal, because believe me, when it's harder, it doesn't have too much time, but it does make his life a bit more challenging. So if you want to see him get challenged, then feel free to donate for that. But apart from that, Brionac, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you.
So you
Okay,
saw yellow, you saw red, and now we got...
Now we've got white. And I was actually a bit clutching this because I was actually a bit in difficulty there. Like, you can see this level is full of hexagon parallelepipedus, And yeah, oh god, where am I going? Okay, yeah, the point of this level is that it almost like it looks almost the same, and yeah, you can get lost quite easy if you miss even one section of the skip route. Fortunately, I didn't. I just got stuck a few times, and I managed to finish the level just fine.
You could say that you were lost to Ecos.
Yeah.
Alright, so now there's this level, which is
This is called Tetriol, and is a workshop level that has been made official. And this level is actually one of the easiest from the pack, but it also has some cool skips, like this one. Basically, the field of view here is kinda reduced, but we can still see the road that is, like, right here. And we're basically skipped a lot of turns and twists to save a little bit of time, and suddenly we're in space. And we got hurt, but we also got an asteroid eating Earth, which is not good.
it happens. It happens.
It happens.
This will not affect our speedrun though. So
Okay, but now where are we? I don't really know. This level is what the hell is happening? You don't.
What's it called? Don't we? We need the music from. Is it 2001: A Space Odyssey?
yeah.
Or whatever it is. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, you know what I mean. That one.
Yeah.
That music.
That's music. Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we're
It's
basically.
like long before time existed, one man and his car went into space, never to be seen again. This was his final mission. Or something, I don't know.
You know, I think maybe the author of the map actually got kind of inspiration from that. I'm not sure, because it really has those vibes. Like, this level has those vibes. And yeah, now that you make me think about it, it might be the case. But yeah, here we are into the void. We actually basically on the end of the level. We're going really slow, but basically we have to watch this animation of the Xbox turning on with a meteorite. What? Okay, this level is completely nonsense. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, basically we have to wait for that ring to come towards us, and once you hit it, the level will be done. And yep.
Welcome to Xbox Live.
And
now there's mentality.
Here we go on Mentality, which is a level that has an interesting skip later on. So first up, the first section is made up of simple shapes, like you can see, like cubes, mostly cubes. But yeah, now on this particular section that we're getting, there are a few obstacles that are moving, and if we're not hitting the right cycle, they can actually be really rough. And yeah.
They are being quite rough.
Yeah, but apart from that, now there is another skip which involves landing on one of those rotating dodecahedrons, and it can be tricky a little bit, but yeah, it went well. Like, if it's not well aligned, obviously you can actually lose a lot of time, but fortunately it wasn't. And we're landing on a teleporter here, and this section that we are seeing here are like two sections which are mirrored upside down. The first time you do them, they're like normal, and the second time you do them, they're upside down, and I crashed miserably again. Do I have to do this wall section again? Okay, I never crashed there, so I didn't really know about that.
Well, the more you know.
The more you know, yeah. But yeah, once you get inside this teleporter, there are these two rotating crosses that are kinda they're basically obstacles that are on your way.
Also, during this run, I have to ask everyone to remember the triangles, because they are very important. Distance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The triangle skip.
Yeah, we're gonna see the triangle skip, which is an amazing skip in this game.
I don't know about that actually.
Trust me, we will. And yeah, into the yeah.
We finished that
So
level.
the next level.
This level is
So the next level.
is cold wired, and every surface of the level is transparent with a wireframe highlighted on the 3D models basically. And there's also the field of view, which is greatly reduced. And on top of that, you're also going really fast. Like the car speed is incredibly fast from the beginning, so you actually have to control your car correctly. And I missed the skip another time. Yeah.
Fine, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes even for me that I'm kind of experienced on the game, I can actually do mistakes like that. Like you actually have to have a lot of control of the car while doing all the skips, and it can happen that you can crash like that. But yeah, since you're going so fast, there are a lot of skips like this one, and obviously I knew this route beforehand. I barely landed the trick there. Yeah, for all of us, we're basically navigating through the wall map at this insane speed, and
That was foolish.
yeah, that was actually intentional. I mean, I wanted to land there. I could have landed there without letting go of boost, but I had to because I wasn't going fast enough actually. But yeah, took me 30 seconds more than normal to complete this level, but yeah, that was a really fast-paced level. One of the few fast-paced level in this game. So this level is called Hardline, and right at the beginning there is a skip in the back. So you don't really know until you actually try to go backwards that there is a skip. This is basically another section of the level, and by going down we actually activate a trigger which will bring you a little bit further to the level compared to doing the level normally, even with skips. So that's obviously faster. Yeah, this level is completely empty of buildings. There are no buildings basically. It's all roads and obstacles on the track. We gotta be a little bit careful about a few obstacles, like those white columns that are on the track, which can kill you in an instant. Also, there are like those spheres with all those spikes that you saw briefly before, which will shoot a few projectiles on the ground, so you actually need to know where the projectiles are gonna land. And so yeah, this level is all about like knowing precisely where you need to go. And will I get there? Actually, no. I hope I will hit the trigger, but nope. I actually did. I actually did. That's what. Damn it. Like, I wasn't expecting to hit the trigger, honestly, because I was so low. I just thought I'm not gonna hit it. I need to reset, and I hit it just right a moment before I was going to reset. Damn it!
It's fine. It's fine. Could be worse.
Again. This time I didn't reset. I actually exploded because of the overheating. Yeah. I'm actually a little bit in troubles now, but okay. I didn't hit it. What happened? I don't know. Okay. I guess I'll have to redo this normally, otherwise I'm gonna have a little bit of issues here. Okay, now I'm seriously in trouble right now.
It's fine. It's fine. It happens. It's a long run and
okay. Okay, yeah, I need to land a trick on the road there to be able to reach this section.
Easy.
That doesn't make sense though. Wait a second. That doesn't make sense because actually that ring should cool you down, but it isn't cooling you down right now. Okay, I'm gonna take the normal path at this point because
could it be that maybe you triggered that thing already?
Yeah, it might be. It might be actually. I was thinking the same. I think I actually triggered the cooldown there, and for some reason it disappeared for the next section. So yeah, okay, that was actually a bit of a clutch moment, but
Mysterious things happening inside distance.
yeah. Okay.
Certified distance moment.
Okay, I managed to get to the end of the level.
And now we should have
Gravity.
Gravity.
This level plays a lot with gravity shifts. Basically, there are a few planets around the level which will attract you towards them, and you actually need to know precisely where the planets are in order to take the level correctly, and not go completely lost into the level, basically.
You mean Lost Weekos?
Again, no. Okay, this was actually a bit tricky. I had to get to that giant cooldown ring there to get a bit of cooldown. I didn't have enough momentum to get there without letting go of boost. So fortunately, I let go of boost. I didn't crash. So
Now we should be a red planet, a green one, and I think gray one.
yeah, I think that I don't really like about this level's aesthetics is that well, is that like the planets are actually like you see that they're not big enough. Like they're kinda I don't know.
Small.
Yeah, they're kinda small. I think they should have placed like in the skybox or something, but yeah, it's still a workshop level that was made by some random user, so it's still cool though, because the concept of the level is actually really cool. Like the gravity that shifts you, like in this moment, like the gravity shifts like in an instant. Okay, that was bad. Yeah.
That was more like unlucky. Unlucky.
Yeah.
Because most of the checkpoints, if you actually seen them, have some rotating stuff around them, and they are actually solid, if I remember correctly, which means that you can actually collide and crash onto them.
Wait a second. Where am I?
Wait, what?
Okay, this is another section of the level, I guess. Okay, yeah, I got lost. As I was saying before, I got completely lost, and yeah, this is another section of the level. I guess I never took this route. I never took this route, literally. And yeah, the point, like I was aiming to get to this precise checkpoint, teleporter, but yeah, I got some difficulties. Got some technical difficulties here, but yeah, I managed to finish the level. I lost a bit of time there, but it's okay. Okay, next level is called Digital, and this level has a really cool skip actually. So basically there's this giant fan rotating there, as you can see, and we can actually use this to get ourselves slingshotted to the upper side of the level. It actually worked. It didn't work as I wanted to work, but it did work, so that's fine. So basically, we used that fan to get ourselves slingshotted to that teleporter to get further into the level. Then right ahead we have. I barely hit the checkpoint. Yeah, but yeah, we're basically getting to the end of the level now, and yeah, this level can be kind of tricky because you can see that the ground is like full of hexagon surfaces that have gaps between them, so you can actually get stuck between them if you're not paying enough attention.
I find it quite funny how the workshop level goes from, lost in space trying to find gravity to find your way through the level to literally ride this spaghetti to get to the end of the level.
Yeah.
Which is funny because there is a level about that.
Okay, I'm gonna explain another skip, which is in this level. This level is called Monument, and there's a skip where we actually take a teleporter here, and we're gonna take it in a really strange way. Okay, I got it. I don't know if I actually got it properly. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, you probably don't know what happened there, but I will explain it for you. Basically, I took a teleporter that was so tiny that it was basically invisible, but it shouldn't be like that. There is actually a trigger that basically moves the teleporter to another section of the level and makes it bigger and visible. But normally, the original place where the teleporter is was where I jumped, and you can actually enter that teleporter, but the problem is the teleporter is so small that it kinda messes up the teleporting animation. And yeah, so basically you kinda go blind on that skip, but if done correctly it can save 4 to 5 seconds. And so yeah, that's something. There's also another skip here where we basically activate 3 triggers here, crash intentionally, and there is a teleporter here which gets activated and brings you near the end zone. And here we go. Level completed. And we head on Fulcrum, which is... We're actually getting to the end of this level set, and then we have only one level set left. And this level is actually pretty linear, but only if we take the escape route. So basically there are some levers scattered to the level and some broken ones, which all have a hidden teleporter inside them. So we aim to take those broken levers to basically complete the level faster. But the teleporters are also a little smaller, little small. So we actually have to pay a little bit of attention where we're going, because if we miss the teleporter, we could actually lose a lot of time, but it's obviously faster to take those broken levers, teleporters.
It's like risk against reward, so it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. This one is actually a bit hard to take because how low it is, but we can actually take it kinda safe. Here we go. We complete the level.
There we go.
We had to Hessar Motorplex, which is supposed to be some sort of futuristic raceway. And we start already with a skip, with an intentional skip, where we need to pass through these little vents, which will also have force zones inside, which will push us and make us faster. So yeah. Here we try to skip the turns by basically cutting a little bit of ground in the air, and
I don't know why. I don't know why, but this level gives me a lot of Mirror's Edge vibes.
I would have say that this level is actually really close to how F-Zero tracks looked like. But yeah, it also has some kind of Mirror's Edge vibes, I guess.
A little bit.
Here there are some swinging roads, but on top of the swinging roads there are those circles which we can pass through, and I managed to save it. Inside the circles there were also some force zones, which actually could have helped us to go faster. It was kind of sloppy, I'd say, but 1:23 is actually a pretty good time. Next level is called Hard Light Transfer, and this one is actually pretty interesting because the skip route evolves all downwards. And okay, I didn't want to do that, but okay. Okay, I'm actually in trouble because I'm not doing the skip route properly. But basically, we had to land there. Technically by jumping right after we landed. But yeah, since I missed the trick, I'm now a bit in trouble. And I'm gonna try to land here to fix this. But yeah, normally this level would be really fast-paced and going down. But yeah, as you can see, even missing a trick can actually be really really troublesome for the run. Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen. I mean, after all, we said earlier, this is a very long run, so it can happen to see some mistake of 1 or 2 or something like that. So
Yeah. There are a lot of levels, so all of them with like crazy routes and skips, which you also need to remember on the spot. Like, if you're trying to tackle a track in time trial mode alone, then you will, like, over time remember all the movements perfectly, because obviously you're only playing that level, but remembering a wall speedrun is actually totally different.
By the way, to all the Mad Lads seeing this stream, I suggest to turn up the volume for the next map after this one, because it has like one of my favorite songs in the entire game. So you'll see later which one it is.
I don't actually I'm that serious. I don't remember which track there is like right after, because
you remember.
there are so many tracks that. Oh yeah, I actually remember. Okay, now I remember. Yeah. The next track.
One cool soundtrack. That one.
Yeah, the next track is actually really cool. Both for the soundtrack, but also for the skip route. So yeah, here there are some broken gears we can see on this level, which will bring us to this skip route, which is kind of cluttered with all those gears. Oops, okay. I'm fine. It was kind of cluttered, but yeah, with air control everything is possible. We can actually cruise through that skip, no problem. And yeah, the rest of the level is actually like a few more minor skips and more optimizations. I don't know. I don't really know what I'd... Okay. Yeah.
Small mistake here, but it's okay.
I don't really know what to add more about this level, because yeah, that's basically it. There is teleporter that brings you to the end.
It's white purple, so yeah.
Okay, next level is called Observatory. Okay, this level is actually a remake of a level from Nitronic Crush, which is the game which inspired the devs of this game. The devs are also the same, by the way, but yeah, the level is all enclosed, but there's a skip route right at the beginning, which lets us go basically out of bounds, at least out of the intended bounds. But yeah, the soundtrack is really dope, in my opinion, of this level.
Yeah, one of my favorites of this game.
And
we are getting there.
Yeah, basically the skip routes here consist into navigating through those buildings. Once you exit the main route, to basically save a lot of time, because obviously you don't encounter all the obstacles that the level prepared for you, and so yeah, this makes everything a lot more easier.
Why should we use the dev obstacles when we can make our own?
Technically, we couldn't finish this level from the outside, but the devs actually were kind enough to make the end zone like so big that it actually went outside the inner side of the level. So yeah, we could also finish the level like that.
So here we are in Eclipse now.
Yeah, this level is based on like it's based on some kind of eclipse event or something like that.
The Eclipse, like the famous movie, you know. I think.
And yeah, there's a lot of parkouring through buildings here as well. Like, this is basically what you mostly do during all those routes with the game, actually, because literally when you're looking for a better route in this game, obviously you don't look at the main road, and if a surface is rideable, obviously you will also use buildings. And the sky has suddenly turned red.
Yeah, like a normal eclipse. It's fine. Everything is fine, don't worry about it. Maybe we could take the time to to see if there's some new donation or something?
Yeah, probably, because obviously, like, this level can actually be a bit boring because how many skips there are. So yeah, if there are any donations or anything to say at all, just go ahead.
We don't have any donations, but I suppose this is about better time now than later just to mention a few things if we got time.
Sure, go ahead.
Just want to quickly say to everyone that's watching us both on the McRaeathon and the BSG channels, thank you very much for doing so. For those that don't know, that we are a 2-day speedrunning marathon held annually here on the McRaeathon and the BSG channels. Through the power of the internet, we're bringing you 2 full days of racing goodness from the comfort of our own homes to yours. Obviously, as mentioned before, we are raising money for mines, so any donations that you send, 100% of the donations will be going to mines themselves. And obviously we have a few bid wars and things like that, a few donation goals as well that we want to see if we can try and hit during this event. One of which is for a bonus run. We have a €50 goal, so this is like when you donate and you can pick where you want to donate to. But basically, if we hit said donation incentive before tomorrow afternoon, then Hamman, who's another runner, is going to be running the Super Drift Trifecta, so the first to the third game, which will take about 25-30 minutes. But yeah, if you want to see a bonus run, then there is that. We also have the Gene Rally sound set, which, as explained at the start of this run, that we do have a sound set option, whether you want to listen to the default sounds for it or the funny sounds. Chotu has kind of provided both options there if anybody wants to do so. Whichever one wins is the one that he'll be using. This cuts off tomorrow before his run is due to start. And of course, as mentioned before, we have the Driver 2 target of €20, which, if met, will force the survivor to run the Driver 2 game itself on the hardest difficulty rather than the easiest, which you would normally do so. So if you want to change any of the, if you want to change the situation with the Driver 2 run, whether it runs on hard or easy, again, that's all down to you. And same if you want to see that bonus run, then again, there is that goal that we've got throughout the event. And just real quick as well, I just want to quickly mention as well a bit more about Mind, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So just to mention as well that in every region of the world, mental disorders surpass 10% of the population. Governments seem to lack momentum in reducing the burden of mental health problems, as only 55% have mental health awareness and only 8% have suicide prevention plans. Organisations like Mind, who we are raising money for, will help raise awareness to the issue, helping us get one step closer to a world where everyone gets the help they need. And as again, just to reiterate, 100% of all donations raised during this event, so today and tomorrow, and of course overnight and not long after the event, all money raised will go towards the Mind charity. And as well, we're going to see if we can try and pass our previous best, which I think was €78 or something like that last year. So if we can hit €100, then that would be absolutely amazing. So be sure to get those donations in. Like I said, you've got the entirety of this weekend and a little bit more afterwards. And yeah, be sure to get those donations in if you want to change the runs as mentioned before. Apart from that, I'll leave it back, hand it back to you, Brionac.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I don't know if you saw before, but I actually did a really cool skip on the previous track, which was called Liminal. And basically there was a fourth zone that was so powerful that it basically shot me at an incredible high speed there. Yeah, there's not much more to say. It's actually pretty random because of that. And okay, there starts from here. It doesn't really matter. So this level is called White Lightning Returns, and this is the last level of this set. And this is actually a really interesting one, because it's made up of those launchers that we can find here, which basically, okay, that was bad. It's made up of those cannons that launch you in a very high speed, and basically the skip route involves you taking them to skip as much ground as possible. But other than that, there are also a few obstacles that we don't see on other levels, which are magnetic spheres, the ones that you see in the distance. But fortunately, with the skip routes, we don't really hit them as much. So basically, they have some kind of gravitational pull, and
yeah.
if you hit them, it can be really bad because they will attract you towards them, and it's basically over. You can't really do anything about it. But yeah, I managed to get here. This is basically the end of the level and the end of the level set. There's still one more level set, which only has 10 tracks. It's short of the pack, but it's also the hardest one. And here we go.
And
here we go into the last level set, which is called the Nightmare Fuel. And as the name suggests, the levels are a real nightmare in terms of how they're made, at least from the normal skip route. Because with skip routes, they become a little bit easier, but still very hard nonetheless. There are a couple levels that are actually very difficult to do first time. So I will try my best to do them clean, if I can. But yeah, this level is called Effect, and it's entirely made of buildings and the roads that are only straight and placed like near one another to I don't know, to form turns while they're still straight, as you can see even the distance. Like, there are no roads that actually turn. They're actually placed in a way that they'll make you turn with the direction they're facing, basically.
Sweet horrors beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, and other than that, there's also another thing. Basically, for some reasons, in the far distance, the buildings actually appear kind of transparent, and they can actually get confused a little bit with the skybox. And if you don't know the layout of the track, you can actually get lost because of that, because you're actually aiming at a building that is part of the skybox and not part of the actual track, and you basically can get lost quite easily. So yeah, here we have a skip route through buildings again. But we're almost close to the end zone here, so we basically skipped almost the entirety of the track by going through near the buildings. Obviously, knowing the route here helps a lot. Yeah.
And there we go.
This is the finish of the level. This is the next before, which is basically an Hot Wheels level, and you're the Hot Wheels car. We're basically inside a room, but we are going to skip almost the entire racetrack by doing this. We write a book and get up there to land the trick here, and then use that small misaligned piece of road to get us propelled inside this air vent.
Yeah, I hate when my Hot Wheel does that. Happens all the time.
And yeah, the track is actually really short. We are going inside this final section, which is made up of, I don't know, cubes or something, and here's the finish of the level, obviously. Okay, here we go on Industrial Fury, which is one. This is actually one of the oldest level in the workshops. One of the oldest levels in the workshop, and it's actually really cluttered as a level. It has, like, this skip route, for example, is very, like, you need to land precisely on those spots to get it right. It can be tricky, but I managed to do it. Nice. And there's also another part of the skip which can actually get kind of cluttered. What do you need to do here, for example? There is a teleporter that clips through the ground, and what you do is basically barely hit the teleporter like that. And then we navigate through those buildings with wings and land here to get on that faraway section. And here we go, where we also have our wings disabled here. And I hit a cooldown ring that helped me to cool down my car there, even if I was overheating. yeah, there's this section with those teleporters. It's very important to not get lost there. Okay, that was, I don't know, the car jumped in a really weird way there. I don't know, but yeah, I managed to keep control of the car at least. Yeah, now we're passing basically on the top of a section which takes place mostly inside of the level, by basically skipping a lot of the track. And we were close to the end zone. I'm gonna land here to get a little bit of cooldown again. And I'm gonna land again on this building to get another bit of cooldown and finish like this.
And there we go.
There's Fallback Protocol. This is another level which is really short because of the skip route. Like, basically we go here, then you can see that I'm basically skipping most of the level. Like, it's connected by that tube, but we don't care that much. We're basically getting in near this building, land this trick, land again, and then go towards that building there. And yeah, here's the end zone. This level is actually pretty short if you do the skip route right. And while normally it is very much longer. And here we go on Cosmic Glitch. Okay, this level is actually one with one of the most spectacular skips of the game. So basically, the level has a lot of gravity shifts and it takes place inside, but there is this crevice that will bring you in outer space. And there's also a drag trigger there, which makes your car really hard to control and also crazy fast. So basically, what we're aiming to do is basically slow down with our rear booster like this and try to slowly control our car correctly without doing this. And let me see if I can actually recover this, because I got back control of the car fortunately, so I can actually get back there. But so basically what we're doing, what do you
got infinite boost, by the way.
Yeah, with this drag trigger we also got infinite boost. But yeah, what I was trying to do basically is slow down enough to get close to the end zone and yeah, try to land inside of it. But I'm actually having a bit of trouble right now because the car is actually harder to control. But now I think I'm mostly set because I'm gonna land inside. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
We saved something around like 2 minutes by doing this skip, by going basically adrift in space. But yeah, if you do that correctly, you can save actually more time. Like, you just consider this. The previous level, you can actually basically shoot through that crevice without slowing down and going straight into the finish and finish the level in like 20 seconds. It's like hitting a target at 20 kilometers of distance. It's really difficult to do, and obviously it's only done on time trial mode mostly. That was basically the safe route. Okay, this was not. This wasn't.
Reset?
Yeah. I was trying to land and save it, but actually it was actually faster to reset because I hit a checkpoint right before. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, this level actually introduces it officially introduces you to the concept of grip flight. But the level also has a skip route, which we're actually taking, which extremizes your grip flight skills. Yeah, I had some troubles going through that, but okay. This is Candles of Hecate, which is a kind of Halloween themed level. And the particularity of this level is that the road actually shrinks and gets larger based on the section you're into. Like, it doesn't shift, like it doesn't increase in size like. It's not some kind of animation. It's just like as you go, you can see that the road shrinks and the road gets larger. It's one of the few levels that has these features on the official levels, at least. And it can be kind of hard to get the wall skip route properly on this level because of this. Because obviously like the road shrinks, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to stay on track. But with enough practice, you can pull it off.
The only other level that does this kind of thing, it's probably Broken Symmetry but small, which is on the workshop.
Yeah, it's basically one official level which has been made really small, basically, and yeah.
Comically small level. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're mostly on the finish line of this level, so there's not much left except for this twist.
Yeah, it's kind of a chill level.
There's actually a little boost there that you can get by clipping inside a piece of like there is an object there which doesn't have the collisions properly set when you're approaching them. So if you basically clip through it, you can actually get a boost if you get it correctly, but it can be kind of random. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and pass to this level. This level is called Sector 0, and this is actually the longest level of this category, at least, lasting almost 3 minutes with all the skips done correctly. And other than that, okay, I kind of forgot about this actually. Yeah, it's basically the longest. Yeah, it's the longest level of this set, but it's the second longest level overall because the longest level is actually in the main campaign, and it's called Research, and it lasts almost 4 minutes compared to this. So yeah.
These levels also has some kind of, let's not say special because it's other levels have these kind of things, but there are some obstacles that will pop up sometimes. And
yeah,
it's actually quite important to remember the timings.
Yeah, we will see them right now because they're actually inside this tunnel, and they actually pop up like this, and you actually need to remember where they pop up actually, because if you don't, you can actually crash on them really easy. Fortunately, I kind of remember where they pop up and where I need to go. So, for example, now I need to go to the left because, yeah, that obstacle actually enclosed the top and the left part of the section. Yeah, as you can see.
It's also quite easy to get disoriented when you get into the tunnels, let's say.
Yeah, but it was actually fine. Yeah, these are the.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No. Those were actually the last two obstacles. At least on that section. We don't have obstacles that pop up now, but we have actually roads that pop up like this. And
nice.
You can actually see them with a lot of anticipation, so it's not like impossible to understand where you need to go here. It's actually pretty easy.
So since it's a long level and we have some spare time, I think we could ask if there's some donation right now.
Maybe. Yeah. We're almost at the end of the round, but yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, we do actually have a donation.
Yeah, go ahead then.
So we have a $20 or €20 in this case donation from Anonymous with the comment saying, "Donating for this great cause. We can't wait to see what the rest of this event has in store. Best of luck to all run." So to Anonymous, thank you very much. And I also believe as well, let's have another look. Yeah, that €20 also went to the bonus game incentive, the bonus run, sorry, incentive. So it is €20 out of 50. It's nearly halfway there. So thank you very much to that anonymous donation. Yeah, I'll hand it back to you, Brionac.
Yeah, we only have 2 levels left for this round, so yeah. This level is called Micro, and it's one of those levels where micro optimization matter a lot. Like, we don't have any skip whatsoever. We only have like ourselves and the car, and we need to optimize every movement as much as possible to finish this level. To finish this level fast. Yeah, there's only this section which has these columns where we can actually land on. It's not really a skip, but yeah, you need to know on which columns you need to land. Then there is this kind of pillar that pops up on nowhere, and then there is the last straight section of the level, which brings to the end zone, and then we have the last level of the run, which is called Inferno, and it's fairly one of the hardest level of the in the game. I will explain why. So basically this level is as basically straight section but all symmetrical. You will see in a while. So basically like the road divides in two, for example here, but we're gonna go here because there's this kind of central road we can take, and yeah. You can see that the level is symmetrical, like there is a left and a right path, but they're basically identical. But the fun thing about this level is that there are a few gears that are moving, as you can see, and we can use them to go faster. We can basically use them to propel ourselves forward, and I'll try to do just that. Yeah, the first gear boost was actually fine. Second one, not so much, but I managed to get to the teleporter, so good. That's good. And yeah, there is also a lack of checkpoints while doing the skip route on this level, so we also need to be really precise when doing those skips. There are also a few kill grids here and there that could actually make your life a little bit difficult. Yeah, okay. Let's hope this gear boost skip actually gets fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think... I mean, it could have gone worse. Could have gone worse, definitely. I managed to at least get the boost from the gears, and there are still a few ones that we can use to get a boost, like this one, which is also really big and will push us really a lot forward. So yeah, we're basically on the last section of the level, and mostly at the end of the run. Yeah, the level ends with like a zero gravity section, which we'll see in a while. So here we go. We can actually use this zero gravity section to actually rise up a little bit with the top thrusters, since the gravity isn't there anymore. And yeah, we can basically cruise to the finish, but there is one thing about the finish, that when we hit the finish, there is actually a 5 seconds delay before the result screen appears. So the run will be done when the result screen appears. I will try to make a countdown, and while I make a countdown, I will try to do something really fun if I can. Let's see. Okay, so I hit the finish. I'm gonna try to do a nose stand. Let's see. Okay, I briefly did it, but it's time. So, this is the end of the run. It was a really long run. I don't know how much time it took me to finish, because I didn't have a timer open, and I don't have the stream open as well.
Approximately 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Okay, I thought it would have took longer than that. Yeah, my personal best is 10 minutes faster, but yeah. Okay, so this is the end of the run. If I can, I would like to thank a few people. Can I?
We'll never know.
Viper, can I have the time for some final thanks? He's not there. Okay.
I think I may have missed that one. Not where I'm here.
Okay.
I think I may have missed the time in there. What did you get on your end?
Okay. Perfect. So I would like to thank, first of all, the distance community for being there. I think I saw on the chat that there were a few guys from the distance community, so thank you for being there. There were also a few people in the from the Italian speedrun community, which have come into the stream to watch the run. So thank you for that. Big thanks to the Italian speedrun community. I would also like to thank the distance devs, which lately have been kind of dormant because of some personal issues, especially Torched, which is the main game developer. So I hope you're fine. But also thank to you for making the game, and also thanks to AlphaMax1 for co-commentating. And yeah, I guess that's all. I will I'm gonna run Cigar Rally 2 in a while, so we'll see you later, I guess.
Yeah, of course. We are going to go to a quick intermission. And then obviously when we come back, Brionac will be back with Sega Rally 2, the championship, I believe it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be going to a quick intermission and we'll be back very shortly. So, see you soon.